Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here. Anthony F. Tiano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. There you go. That makes more sense. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm sure by now on the internet you've been hearing about this little NFT thing. I'm sure you've been hearing some stuff about it. I want to talk about exactly that in this video because now the topic seems to be branching over into the music world. We have the announcement that the band Kings of Leon will be releasing their new album as an NFT, making it a collector's item. Now, that's not going to be forever. That's not going to be all the copies of the album. You're still going to be able to hear the record after, the point at which they release it and it's not an NFT anymore. They're going to be putting it out as an NFT for a couple of weeks, and then you'll be able to, have access to it through other, mediums beyond that, streaming, physical, the like. Okay. Before I get more into the nitty gritty of this, I do want to give a shout out to Devon Welsh of Magical Clouds fame, who apparently has beat Kings of Leon to the punch. There was a bit of a confusion as to who is actually first there to get an NFT album out and who was not. This sort of reminds me in a way of back in the day when there was almost this rush to be the first band to put your album out onto the internet for free, in a way, pay what you want, either download it for nothing or download it and just kind of give us whatever money you want to download it. And that was going to be the future. But yeah, we'll link you to this tweet down below, along with this album that apparently is an NFT record. You can bid on it. Let's get a little bit into the finer details of what an NFT is and my own opinion on what exactly this could potentially mean for music and music consumption in the future. So what you guys have been hearing about is essentially a non-fungible token, a digital asset that exists on the blockchain, as it were, which is something that personally I'm not super well versed in terms of how it works, the origins of it. There are lots of places online that, you could learn about exactly that thing, but I know it just enough to have a vague idea as to what the driving market forces of this are. And essentially there are certain marketplaces online where you can buy, sell, trade NFTs. Now keep in mind, many of the NFTs so far that have sold big bucks, millions, or even thousands of dollars have been photos, moving pictures. I have associates of mine on the internet who are getting into the game and making some money, who are photographers or illustrators. It seems to be taking really well to memes and visual art and the like. But make no mistake, there is room for music and really any kind of digital media to get in on the NFT game here. And with a band as commercially successful as Kings of Leon, it does make you kind of turn your head and think, oh, is this kind of the future now or something? Offering people a limited amount of something that they could buy and own in at least a digital sense. The fact that it is on the blockchain and is considered a unique copy of something, it's not really the same as you download it from iTunes and it's the same exact version as a million other versions that other people have downloaded off iTunes or then downloaded and then copied and copied and copied and copied over again. Pre-NFTs, it's not as if musicians and the music world didn't already kind of have its own, culture of collecting. If you want to own something from a musician, you get one of these bitches. So you may look at that and say, well, why would I do an NFT of something when I could just buy a physical album? Well, there are a lot of young up-and-coming artists out there, a lot of artists starting out that may not necessarily have the means to go blow a bunch of money on a run of records or whatever. And also it may be fun to just kind of do maybe a 1 or 2 copy thing of a project or something that you want to put out there and then do it as an NFT. Nobody is going to come out with an album or write an entire album just to drop 1 or 2 single like vinyl copies or something, unless you're planning to auction them like Wu-Tang style and hope that some pharma bro like blows millions of dollars on it. So look, just because stuff like this already exists, I take that more as encouragement with the NFT thing, because thanks to vinyl, you already have a culture of collectibles in the music world. Now, this new generation, the Zoomers and the Alphas, and I'm not trying to make fun of the younger generations or anything. All I'm saying is that this obsession with owning and having a specific copy of something, being the person who owns a thing and nobody else has that thing, to me seems much more like an older mindset than it does a newer mindset. I run into young music fans all the time who, whether they have the money to spend on music or not, like a lot of their favorite music, they just have it, owned or saved in various playlists to whatever their music streaming platform of choice is. And it doesn't really seem to bother them or faze them that they don't own the music. They don't really care that they don't own it. If artists want to get a little creative and create something musically, visually, or otherwise that they can just offer to the hardcore fans on the side, and there are artists already doing this in the wake of COVID via various pieces of content on platforms like Patreon, for example. I mean, musicians know, especially independent musicians know, that it's all about the niche these days. How effectively you can market and offer to your niche what exactly it is that they want. Of course, when it comes to music and becoming popular in the music game, you want to maximize the exposure of what you're doing on your core albums as much as you possibly can. The name of the game in that respect is not to limit it to a certain amount of people. You want as many people as you can get to listen to what you're doing as you can get, just in order to get eyes and ears and fans in the door. Then once you've got them there, you offer shows, you offer concerts, you offer the Patreon, you offer something like an NFT, which can either be stills from music videos, other visual media, photos, could be other exclusive bits of songs or demos. All that's really happening here is the concept of collectibles, the concept of unique ownership of a piece of media or a copy of something is just being brought into the digital space in a way that it hasn't before. And depending on how much NFTs of a single thing are sold, there are a lot of people who buy them who assume, oh, these are going to accrue in value and I'll be able to sell it down the road. Look, I could tell you dozens of different cultural crazes that there have been that people bought into it because they thought, oh, this is going to make money if I save it down the road. And that didn't really end up happening. And there was kind of a bubble that popped, not predicting that that is going to happen with NFTs necessarily. But what I am saying is that if you're buying into them merely off of the basis of like, oh, this is going to make me so much money, you might end up disappointed at the end of the day. If this is something that interests you from a cultural and a technological standpoint, maybe on that basis, it's more worth getting into. And, artists and musicians, the call I'm essentially making here in this video is, I don't think you need to orient your entire career around NFTs. Don't buy into the hype so hard that you're completely revamping, everything that you do and the way that you're looking at what you do. But if you're thinking of alternative ways, especially in the days of COVID where nobody can get a frickin' show going, to generate some revenue, to offer something else to your fans who might want to support you, who are already like streaming your music and everything, coming up with some NFT based concepts and projects could most definitely work. If all of a sudden people woke up tomorrow, the audience woke up tomorrow and decided, I don't want to listen to music anymore on this streaming. I want to listen to my music by sticking my ear into this really long fucking PVC pipe, and whatever comes out on the other end, that's what I want to listen to. Well, if that's what the audience wants, you bet your ass you should be there in the fucking morning, ready to scream and bang your way into making the the fuck am I talking about? I'm going to leave it at that. The articles and pages that you saw me go through in this video, we'll link them down below so you can check them out for yourself. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this whole NFT thing. Is it a big deal? Is it a little deal? Is it just hype and people blowing hot air on the internet? Let me know. You're the best. Anthony Fantano, NFTs forever.